is a relating word. So here books on the table. So here on is relating book to the table, so that is why on is preposition. Now conjunction. Conjunction is a joining word. So Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna joined by this particular word, that is and, it falls under the criteria of conjunction. Now interjection. Interjection is when we speak sudden feeling or expressing a word like oh, wow, etc. And in all these 8 parts of speech, there would be one particular thing which we learn simultaneous, that is article. Okay, article a and the. Okay, everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So now the definition of phrase. What is phrase? The definition of phrase is a group of words without a complete meaning, like Karan and Arjun, pen and pencil, mobile and tablet. So here these are group of words, but it does not carry the complete meaning. If someone asks, yeah, or someone told Karan and Arjun, so a person who is listening these words would say that Karan and Arjun what? You have to complete the sentence now. So phrase means group of word without complete meaning. Now sentence. Sentence, the definition of sentence is group of word with complete meaning, and we have to very cautious with respect to sentence. When we are going to form any particular sentence, we have to follow the structure, and if we are not going to follow the structure of the sentence would be totally manipulated. For an example, in Hindi I have written बच्चे को उबालकर दूध पिलाओ. ठीक. So the sentence would be in a correct way that दूध को उबालकर बच्चे को पिलाओ. Understood? Now, in a sentence, there would be one particular thing which have to be, that is arrangement of words. If in any particular sentence there would not be arrangement of word, then that particular word falls in a manipulated way, like the upper one. Look at this particular example कि बच्चे को उबाल कर दूध पिलाओ. So we have to follow the protocol of the arrangement of word, and this arrangement of word, the another name of arrangement of word is structure or syntax. And here is the structure of the sentence: subject, verb and object. And always remember that at the place of subject there would be noun or pronoun or noun equivalent, and at the place of verb there would be helping verb or main verb, and at the place of object there would be noun, pronoun or adverb and nothing else. Always remember that. Now further we are going to study about the noun, because in English grammar the weightage of noun is around more than 80%. So we have to study noun in a very cautious way. So here the definition of noun is: a noun is the name of person, place or thing. But this definition is for academic, but we are preparing for competition examination, so we have to study noun in a different way. Our approach would be totally different from academics. So in our childhood the teacher used to teach us about the definition of noun is: a noun is the name of person, place or thing. And like that I have also written in a same way, because I am going to relate this particular definition with the competition. Now noun is the name of person, place or thing, and here there are 3 sentences that you have to find out the noun. So in very first sentence, Karan has a car. So in first sentence, Karan is a noun, has is a verb, a is article and car is noun. Okay, everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
And where are rest of the people? Why they are not responding?
Yes, sir.
Kasif? Yes, sir. Zian, tell me, did you understand? Archana.
Sir,
Good.
Ansh.
Ayush.
Yes, sir.
Dipanshu.
Yes, sir.
Mehran. Mehran, I am waiting for your response. Lucky. I think that they joined the group and they left with their another mobile phone. So that is why I'll ask for your responses. So Mehran didn't answer and Lucky also. So these two.
Sir, Mehran is here.
Mehran is.
Sir, he is washing utensils.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, not a problem, not a problem. Okay, so now, okay, now the screen is visible.
Sir.
Screen is visible.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
good. So in the second sentence, Rahul saw a big house. In this particular sentence, Rahul is a noun, saw is verb, a is article, house is a noun, and before noun there would be adjective. So big is a adjective because the quality of house is big. So that is why big falls under the criteria of adjective. And remember that here I have written before noun there would be an adjective. Remember that. Now Delhi is a small state. So in this particular sentence, Delhi is a noun, is verb, and a is an article. State is a noun, and before noun there would be what? Adjective. Now I have also written some examples with respect to noun. Pooja called me. Pooja called Immu. The boy found a bag. Sneha slept well. Ram went home. Moni wake up late. Honesty is the best policy. Isa loves her home. Love changes a person. Laughter removes stress. Shreya will come tomorrow. Tomorrow never come. And the last one, a day has 24 hours. So now the task is that you have to identify the noun in the sentences. In very first sentence, Pooja is a noun, and you know very well because a noun is the name of person, place, or thing. So here Pooja is a person, called is a verb, and Immu is also a person. That is why this also become noun. And in second sentence, the is article, boy is noun. That is I have written under boy is n stand for noun. Found is verb, a is article, and bag is a thing. That is why this is noun. The second one, Sneha is a person. That is why this is noun. Slept is a verb, and well, and under well I have written adv, that is adverb. So adverb is a thing that I just want to show you everybody here. At the place of object there would be noun, pronoun, or adv means adverb. So adverb answer three questions: when, where, and how. Adverb answer three questions: when, where, and how. So when you all read the sentence number 3. Sneha slept well. If someone asks Sneha slept how, the answer would be well. So well is answering the question of how, so that is why well is adverb. Now the second sentence, Ram went home. So in this sentence, Ram is a noun because Ram is a person, went is a verb, and home is adjective. Now some of you have thought that, sir, home should be noun na. So you have to read the sentence, and if you going to find out the Hindi meaning of the sentence, then Ram ghar gaya. So here home is answering the question of where. Ram went where, तो आप कहोगे home. So that is why home also is adverb. So this is adv, not adj. Okay, home is adverb. Now, Moni wake up when? The answer would be late. So that is why late is adverb. And here Moni is a noun because Moni is a person. Now, honesty is the best policy. Honesty means something which you feel. Okay, so that is why this is noun. Policy is also a state, so that is why this is noun. And why this falls under the criteria of noun, further I would teach you. Isa loves her home. Here home is noun. Okay, and Isa is also a noun because Isa is a person. Now the question arises, sir, the upper sentence here, Ram went home, so here home is adverb, and Isa loves her home, and in this sentence home is noun. Why, sir? So that is why, and that is the thing I just want to tell you, everybody. You are preparing for competitive examination, and in competitive examination the question would be slightly different from the academic. So in the grammar part, the question not only comes from the simple grammar, the question would be functional grammar, as I have told in the classroom, if any one of you have remember. So in functional grammar, uh, the space change, the meaning change, the position change, the meaning change. The if you read this particular sentence, Isa loves her home. So here home is a noun because Isa loves her what. So here home is answering for what. So if any particular word answering for what is falls under the criteria of home, why this thing is happening, I'll teach further. Remember. Now, love changes a person. Here, love is a feeling, person is a noun, so person would be the noun, and love is a feeling, that is why feeling falls under the criteria of noun. Laughter is a state, stress is a state, so that is why these two words also falls under the criteria of noun. Now, Shreya will come tomorrow. In this particular sentence, Shreya is a noun, will come tomorrow, and none other is a noun. Now, in the last sentence here, you can see tomorrow never come. So, in this particular sentence, tomorrow is noun, but the upper sentence tomorrow is nothing. So, why in this particular sentence tomorrow become noun? Because we have used tomorrow as a noun equivalent. This is not a noun, but we use tomorrow as a noun because remember that here I I have taught you about the structure of the sentence. The structure of the sentence would be subject, verb, and object, and at the place of subject always there would be noun, pronoun, or noun equivalent, and nothing else. So in this particular sentence, tomorrow is not a noun because tomorrow is answering for when. Shreya will come when. So the answer would be tomorrow. It means the tomorrow is answering for when. It means tomorrow would be adverb. But in this the last sentence, I have make this particular sentence from tomorrow, so tomorrow become noun, because at the place of subject there would be noun pronoun or noun equivalent. Tomorrow is not a noun, but we have used tomorrow as a noun, so that is why I have underlined tomorrow as a noun. Now the last here, a day has 24 hours. Day is a unit, so that is why this would be noun, and hours is also a unit, that is why this is also falls under the criteria of noun. So it means feeling, action, quality and state is also falls under the criteria of noun. So here, the next page, I have created a diagram, so you will all understood. Okay, so noun is a naming word. So in our childhood, in our academic, uh, the teacher used to teach us about the noun, that noun is a name of person, place or thing. So only the upper example are taught by the teachers in academics, but in competition there would be slightly difficult questions, so that is why the competition and the academic would be totally different to one another. So the things which are visible falls under the criteria of noun. You can see person, place and thing, so that is why this is noun. The thing which cannot be seen, that is invisible, is also falls under the criteria of noun, like feeling, action, quality and state. FAQS. F stand for feeling, A stand for action, Q stand for quality, S stand for state. So feeling, action, quality, state is something that cannot be seen through the eyes. It means these are invisible. So invisible things also falls under the criteria of noun. So love, sleep, honesty. Love is something that you feel. Sleep is a feeling. Honesty is a feeling. Sleep is a state and honesty is a feeling. So these are falls under the criteria of noun. Now unit and measurement is also falls under the criteria of noun, like number, liter, meter, dozen, centimeter, kilometer is also a noun. Now the last one, noun equivalent, something which is not noun but we use as a noun. Words acting as a noun. To run is fun. To run is fun. In this particular sentence, run is a verb. Is a verb. Fun is a moj masti. So in this particular sentence we have used run as a at a place of subject. At the place of subject there would be noun pronoun or noun equivalent. So here run is not a noun but we use run as a noun, so that is why this is falls under the criteria of noun equivalent. So here, as you see, as you all can see the diagram of noun, the things which are visible is noun, the things which are invisible is also noun. Unit, measurement, number, liter, meter, dozens are also a noun. And the last one, something which is not noun but we use as a noun. I hope everyone understood. Give me the answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. Now, let's suppose that if you forget that what I have told in this particular diagram, you forget. So, how can you identify noun in a sentence? So, let's suppose that if you forgot this particular diagram, then you have to find out three answer, and the three answer would be what, who and whom. So the topic is how to identify a noun in a sentence. How can you identify a noun in a sentence? You have to find out the answer of what, who and whom. Pooja loves popcorn. Create a question by what, who and whom. Who loves popcorn? The answer would be Pooja. It means Pooja is a noun. Pooja loves what? Then the answer would be popcorn. It means popcorn is a noun. Pooja helped Akriti. Who helped Akriti? Pooja. Understood? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Very Yes, good. Sir. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, further, noun acting in a sentence as a word, phrase and sentence. Okay, the role of noun in a sentence is noun act as a word, phrase and sentence, and you all know that the definition of word. Okay, in the starting I have teach the definition of word. Anyone can tell me the definition of word? Anyone?
Sir, meaningful arrangement of letters.
Meaningful?
Arrangement of letters.
So that is sentence. A meaningful unit of letter. Meaningful.
Sir, a single unit of language.
Okay. Very good. So, in part of word, here is a sentence. Ravi plays cricket. So Ravi is a noun, cricket is a noun, plays is a verb. And in part of phrase, to eat ice cream. So to eat ice cream altogether would be noun. I called Monu and Sonu. So here Monu and Sonu would be phrase. And which type of phrase? A person. It means noun phrase. And the last one, sentence. So noun act in a sentence like word, phrase and sentence. What he said was true. So what he said is noun clause, and the definition of clause would be a type of sentence which can be independent or dependent. So any one of you can give me an example with respect to dependent sentence. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Where are rest of the people? Why they left? I'll ask tomorrow. So any one of you would answer?
Sir, repeat again what we have to say.
You have to give me an example with respect to dependent clause.
Dependent clause.
You can Google also.
सर जैसे यहाँ पे है रवि प्लेज क्रिकेट, ऐसे वाले एग्जांपल, लाइक I like to play with her.
I have a book which is very good.
Yes.
So in this particular sentence there is dependent sentence na?
How?
I am asking, I have a book which is very good. So in this particular sentence, which is very good is dependent sentence.
Okay.
So this is the example of dependent clause. Okay, now that she won the prize. Surprised. So that she won the prize is a noun clause. Okay. So my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Now page number 7. Okay. So here the kinds of noun. So there are 5 kinds of noun: proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. So in the series of kinds of noun, the first one is proper noun. So the proper noun would be something which carry specific meaning. Okay. And the initial letter of proper noun always would be in capital letter, and no article before proper noun, remember that. And here some example with respect to proper noun is Raj, Delhi and Kohinoor. So in here you cannot use the, a or an before proper noun. So any one of you have watched a comedy series, the name of the comedy series of the Kapil Sharma show?
Yes, sir. That the yes, sir. Wrong.
So whatever they have wrote, is that it was right? The Kapil Sharma show, the can be used before Kapil Sharma?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, because the Kapil is specific name and it comes in proper noun. The is wrong here.
Okay, so if we are going to follow the protocol of English grammar, then the use of the before Kapil Sharma was wrong. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the next one is common noun. Common noun is when the general name of a person, place or thing that represent the category is a common noun. Okay, and the initial letter of common noun would always be small, and we can use article a and the before common noun. Okay, for an example, a boy, a country, a girl. Okay. Now the next one, material noun. Material noun is something which are matters or substance. So any one of you can tell me how many types of matter?
3.
Can you please name them?
Solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid, and gas.
So only 3 types of matters exist?
There are 5. There are 5 actually, but we mentioned 3 only.
Why?
I don't know. At that time, sir told me that it's not in your syllabus. That's why.
Okay. No, I am not crossing the syllabus. I am just asking. You have to well aware. Okay. So here material noun is a matter or substance. Okay. And we have to avoid the use of a and before material noun. Okay. And the example of material noun is silver, gold, milk, water, etc. Okay. Now the next type of noun is collective noun. And collective noun, the definition of collective noun is group of similar, that is collective noun. And the group of similar can be person, object or animal. Okay. And here I have written in the star mark, singular in form, plural in meaning. Okay. So in sometimes the questions comes on the basis of you have to identify the helping verb with respect to collective noun. So always remember that some words carry the both characteristic with respect to helping verb. For an example, the team are playing well. Here we have used are with the team, and the second sentence, the team is playing well, here we have used is with the team. Both sentences are correct. Okay. But the upper one, teams are, is for British English, and team is in American English. So now my question is that which English we follow, British English or American English?
British.
So which one would be the most appropriate sentence with respect to English grammar? The upper one or the lower one?
I think the lower one.
The lower one?
Yes, I think so.
Why you think so? We are the we were the Commonwealth of British. So we have to follow na British English.
Okay.
Okay. So the upper sentence is correct. Okay.
But sir, बोलने में वो नीचे वाला अच्छा लग रहा है. The team is playing well. Apart from the team are playing well. बस बोलने में.
हाँ. So there are 2 types of English. The first one is the written and the second one is spoken. So in spoken you can speak anything you want, but when you are going to write something that can be checked on the basis of that particular check marks, there would be some numbers. So we have to avoid the mistakes. We have to follow the protocol. Okay. बोलने में जो अच्छा लग रहा है वो ठीक है, लेकिन इससे हमारा सिलेक्शन रुक सकता है, तो हम उसको पढ़ेंगे जिससे हमारा सिलेक्शन हो सकता है. थैंक यू. सो नाउ सम एग्जांपल विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू कलेक्टिव नाउन इज jury of judges, class of student is the group of similar. Okay. So these are collective noun. Now हियर आई हैव रिटन डिटर्मिनर्स। डिटर्मिनर्स क्या बताता है? डिटर्मिनर क्या बताता है? चार चीज बताता है। डिटर्मिनर बताता है क्वांटिटी, ऑनरशिप, चॉइस एंड पॉइंट आउट। ओके, एंड डिटर्मिनर इज द पहरेदार ऑफ नाउन। ओके, एंड हियर यू कैन टेक आइदर बुक। सो हियर आइदर क्या है? चॉइस है। ओके, चॉइस है। तो ये जो वर्ड चॉइस है ये डिटर्मिनर है। ये क्या होता है इसके लिए अलग से ही एक चैप्टर बनाया गया है जो मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगा, बट आई हैव रिटन हियर। ओके, नाउ so I have created a diagram with respect to noun. Visible things are noun, invisible things are noun, unit measurements are noun, noun equivalent is noun. So here proper noun, collective noun, proper noun, common noun, material noun and collective noun are visible. Okay, it can be seen. So there are five types of noun, and in five types of noun these four nouns can be visible. Okay, now we are going to study about that type of noun which is invisible. Okay, and that is abstract noun. Abstract noun is something which is invisible, and feeling, action, quality and state falls under the criteria of invisible noun. Now can any one of you tell me the Hindi meaning of abstract noun? Anyone or someone? Okay, the Hindi meaning of abstract noun is amurt. Amurt. The meaning of amurt is जिसकी मूर्त ना बनाई जा सके। ओके, जो फिजिकल फॉर्म में ना हो, इसका मतलब है समथिंग विच वी फील, समथिंग विच इज इनविजिबल. So abstract noun is something which is invisible. And here I have written the example of abstract noun is love, friendship, childhood and freedom. Love is something which cannot be seen, it can be feel. Friendship cannot be seen, we feel friendship. Childhood, freedom, these are all falls under the criteria of abstract noun. Now how we are going to make abstract noun? So affixes. एफिक्सेस का मतलब किसी शब्द में आगे या पीछे कोई और शब्द चिपकाना. इट मीन्स द रूट वर्ड. एफिक्सेस मीन्स द रूट वर्ड. रूट वर्ड में अगर हम उसके आगे कोई वर्ड चिपका रहे हैं देन इट वुड बी प्रीफिक्स, और अगर लास्ट में चिपका रहे हैं देन इट वुड बी सफिक्स. ओके, एंड प्रीफिक्स वी से इन हिंदी उपसर्ग एंड सफिक्स वुड बी प्रत्यय. नाउ in prefix you can see happy, we have prefixes un and it became unhappy, rewrite, misuse, impossible, non-stop. So here we have prefixes some words and we have created it abstract noun. And here in prefix means जब हम लास्ट में कोई वर्ड को सफिक्स करते हैं. नाउ हैप्पीनेस, जॉयफुल, होपलेस, डेवलपमेंट एंड टीचर, आर्टिस्ट. सो इससे हमने क्या बनाया है? वी हैव क्रिएटेड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नाउन. ओके, सो हियर हाउ वी कैन create abstract noun by suffixing. Okay, and here are some words by which if we are going to suffix the with the root word this word, it then it becomes the abstract noun. So here are the words ation, ition, tion, ion, ision, ment, ness, ship, dom, ance, ence, red, ryy, ity, thy, ism and hood. So by this we make abstract noun. So these are called abstract noun maker. Okay, now and if we suffix in verb er, or or r, it becomes common noun. For an example, if I write act, act is a verb, it means abhinay karna. If we suffix or, it become actor, and actor is a common noun. Common noun is something which can be plural, singular to plural, plural to singular. So here the actor can be make plural. If we suffix s in actor, it become actors. Okay. So if we suffix er, or r in verb, it becomes common noun. Remember that. Like the second word sing. In sing we have suffixes er and it become common noun. And if we suffix ly in any particular word, it becomes either adjective or adverb. And if we suffix ing in verb, it becomes noun. Okay, how? I'll teach you in further lecture. Now the categories of noun. Okay, so here there are two categories of noun: countable noun and uncountable noun. काउंटेबल नाउन काउंटेबल नाउन से ही कॉमन नाउन निकला हुआ है. ओके, सो we can make a common noun in singular to plural, plural to singular by suffixing s or es. Here you can say. Okay, now the second one, uncountable noun. Uncountable noun means something which cannot be count, and proper, material and abstract is a noun which cannot be count, and it will always be in the form of singular. We cannot make in plural form. So it means we cannot suffix s or es in uncountable noun. For an example, proper noun means something which is proper, specific. If I से माधव, तो मैं माधव को प्लूरल नहीं बना सकता. ओके, बर्जिस को मैं प्लूरल नहीं बना सकता. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन, एंड यू हैव टू टेल मी वेदर आई हैव मेंशनिंग the right form or not. Star is a countable. C stand for countable, U stand for uncountable. So star is countable. Is it right or wrong? Everybody tell me, give me the answer. I am waiting.
Sir, countable.
How?
Stars are
Not stars. Star are not countable.
Yeah, stars are countable.
Okay, so have you ever count the stars?
Not stars, a particular star.
Something which can be make in plural form, it would be common noun. So star can be written in the plural form by suffixing s. Have you ever heard the word stars? Stars?
No.
No.
Yes, stars and star.
Okay, sugar. Sugar is a countable noun beta or uncountable noun?
Countable.
Countable?
हाँ. नहीं, uncountable. Uncountable.
Okay, ship, 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 जहाज.
Countable.
Patience.
Uncountable.
Teaching.
Uncountable.
Traffic.
Countable.
Hair. Traffic.
Uncountable. Hair is uncountable.
Walk.
Uncountable.
पूजा.
पूजा कौन सी वाली पूजा?
Person.
पूजा uncountable, बहुत सारी होंगी.
Okay, uncountable. Something which cannot be count, that is falls under the criteria of uncountable. It means we cannot create plural of puja. That is why puja falls under the criteria of uncountable noun. This is simple as that. Why don't you understand? What's wrong with you? Now here I have written 4 sentences with respect to noun categories, noun types. I enjoyed the poetries in Urdu so much. So here the poetries cannot be written in the form of plural. Poetry is something which we feel. Okay, poetry is a feeling, so that is why it can be only written in singular form. So here the correction is poetry, not poetries. The second sentence, Karan saw the sceneries of Kashmir. Okay, so here the scenery is a feeling, we cannot write it as in plural form, so that is why the correct sentence would be Karan saw the scenery of Kashmir. The third one, Pooja was stuck in the traffics yesterday. So traffics is an uncountable noun. So that is why we have corrected traffics in traffic. Now the fourth one, Hina bought 4 pen for her sister. So uh, 4 by 4 there would be S in pens. Okay. Now the gender of noun. So the next topic is gender. So first thing we have learned about noun is the definition and the bifurcation, visible, invisible, unit, and noun equivalent, then type, then categories. Now the topic is gender, the gender of noun. Okay, here there are 4 types of noun. The first one masculine, another one feminine, now neuter and common gender. So masculine represent male, like boy, man, father and husband, these are all male. The another one feminine, feminine represent female, like girl, women, mother and wife. The next one neuter, neuter is object or non living thing, like chair, pen and car. And the fourth one common gender, common gender can be male, can be female, like teacher, teacher can be male and female, student can be male and female, engineer can be male female, professor can be male and female. So if in a sentence we find out a common gender, then how can we identify the gender of this particular or specific gender which we have learned here? So here are some priority, we have to find out the first he or his or him. If there is missing of he his him, then we have to find out she her her. If she her is also missing, then we have to find out it its and it. Now I met a professor, he she it lives in the Delhi. So in this particular sentence he is visible, so that is why the right answer would be he, not C. Okay. In second sentence, a teacher should do his, her, its work. So in this sentence, the right answer would be his, not her. Okay, because we have to first prioritize he, his, or him. Understood, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next topic is specific gender. So, for Admi, there are 2 words, man and male. And for Aurat, female and women. So, if somebody or someone have acquired post, rank, title or profession and he is a man, then we have to prefix man with the post, rank, title or profession. For an example, teacher, if the teacher is Admi, then we have to say man, man teacher. If there is a teacher who is Aurat, then we have to prefix women, not male teacher, not female teacher, because male and female can be prefixes by the physical quality or appearance, something which have not acquired post, rank, title, profession. So for those we use male or female. For an example, guest, guest is something which is physical quality or appearance, and guest is not something which have acquired the post, rank, title, profession. So guest के लिए we have to use male guest or female guest. Okay. Now the next topic, soldier. Soldier is correct, but if someone ask ये सोल्जर जो है आदमी है कि औरत, अगर वो औरत है तो आप क्या कहेंगे? फीमेल सोल्जर,
नो सर।
क्या कहेंगे आप लोग? विमेन सोल्जर।
वुमेन सोल्जर।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। विमेन सोल्जर, मैन इंस्पेक्टर, विमेन इंस्पेक्टर, जेंटलमैन, जेंटल वीमेन, लेडी। अब एक वर्ड है जेंटल लेडी। लेडी अपने आप में रेस्पेक्ट के लिए यूज किया जाता है, एंड वी यूज लेडी फॉर द एड्रेस, सो वी कैन नॉट यूज जेंटल एंड लेडी टुगेदर, इट वुड बी सुपरफ्लॉज। सुपरफ्लॉज मीन्स मोर देन रिक्वायर्ड वर्ड, जितने शब्दों की जरूरत थी उससे ज्यादा। इफ समबडी यूज इट मीन्स इट फॉल्स अंडर द क्राइटेरिया ऑफ सुपरफ्लॉज, सो वी हैव टू अवॉइड जेंटल विद लेडी। ओके, लेकिन जेंटल के साथ मैन लगता है, क्योंकि मैन जो होते हैं अपने आप में रेस्पेक्टेड नहीं होते हैं, सो दैट इज वाई वी हैव टू प्रिफिक्स जेंटल विथ मैन बट नॉट विथ लेडी। लेडी इज फॉर रेस्पेक्ट, लेडी इज फॉर एड्रेस। नाउ पर्सोनिफिकेशन। पर्सोनिफिकेशन, द हिंदी मीनिंग ऑफ पर्सोनिफिकेशन इज मानवीकरण। जब हम किसी चीज को वी ट्रीट और वी डिस्क्राइब समथिंग नॉन ह्यूमन एज इफ इट वर ह्यूमन, दैट इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन। अगर हम किसी चीज को ऐसे ट्रीट करते हैं कि दैट इज लिविंग, सो इट बिकम पर्सोनिफिकेशन। फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, सेंटेंस नंबर फर्स्ट, द विंड विस्पर्ड थ्रू द ट्रीज, कि हवा ने पेड़ के पीछे से फुसफुसाया। लेकिन फुसफुसाना किसका फीचर होता है? जिंदा चीज़ों का। लेकिन हमने ट्रीट किया हवा को कैसे, कि हवा फुसफुसा रहा है, एंड हवा, विंड इज नॉन लिविंग थिंग बट वी ट्रीट wind as if living being, so this is called personification. Okay, so wind is given the human action of whispering. That is not the characteristic of wind, but we use wind as if the living thing, so that is why here we have personify wind as a human. Now second one, the moon smiled down at the earth. So smiling is the feature of human, okay, but we use it is for the moon, so that is why here we have used personification. कि चांद को कभी किसी ने हंसते हुए देखा है आप में से?
नो सर।
नो सर।
हाँ, तो लेकिन हमने क्या कहा कि चांद हंस रहा है, मतलब हंसने का जो फीचर्स होता है वो इंसानों के लिए होता है, लेकिन हमने चांद के साथ चिपका दिया, और चांद जो है नॉन लिविंग है। अब कोई ये नहीं कहेगा नहीं नहीं चंदा मामा है, वो कहानियों में होता है ना। तो मून इज अ नॉन लिविंग थिंग बट वी हैव ट्रीटेड मून एज इफ लिविंग थिंग, दैट इज वाई हियर वी हैव यूज्ड पर्सोनिफिकेशन। नाउ द थर्ड वन, टाइम वेट्स फॉर नो वन। समय किसी का इंतजार नहीं करता। अब इंतजार करना जो फीचर्स है वो इंसानों का है, लेकिन हमने टाइम के साथ इसे जोड़ दिया। इट मीन्स वी हैव ट्रीटेड टाइम एज इफ लिविंग बीइंग। सो दिस बाय दिस सेंटेंसेस यू वुड फाइंड आउट कि पर्सोनिफिकेशन होता क्या है। ओके, नाउ एवरीबडी हैज अंडरस्टैंड ना पर्सोनिफिकेशन?
यस सर।
यस सर।
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, now, अब the personification has further bifurcated in two parts in the name of masculine and feminine. Strength जो ताकत होती है वो मर्दों के साथ चिपका दी जाती है। रूडनेस, रिजिड, इमोशनलेस, कोल्ड, वायलेंस, ये सारे नॉन लिविंग थिंग हैं, लेकिन इनको मेल के साथ जोड़ दिया जाता है, मेस्कुलिन बना दिया जाता है, और फेमिनिन के साथ ब्यूटी, अट्रैक्शन एंड वार्म एंड सॉफ्ट औरतों के साथ जोड़ दिया जाता है। तो हम इसको ट्रीट करते हैं एज इफ लिविंग बीइंग। और पर्सोनिफिकेशन का अक्सर यूज होता है पोइट्री में। जब कभी भी कोई शायर शायरी करता है तो वो पोइट्री में अपने पर्सोनिफिकेशन का इस्तेमाल करता है, किसी के चेहरे को किसी के मून के साथ जोड़ देगा कि चांद के जैसा वगैरह वगैरह। तो पर्सोनिफिकेशन का यूज अक्सर जो पोइट हैं वो करते हैं। ओके, R.W. एमर्सन, जिनका पूरा नाम राल्फ वाल्डो एमर्सन है, वो बहुत सारा इस्तेमाल करते हैं पर्सोनिफिकेशन इन हिज पोइट्रीज। नाउ I have written some words and you have to find out whether The word is right or wrong with respect to personification. Sun is a masculine. Is it right or wrong? Sun is masculine.
Right.
Why?
Because somehow it shows like
The strength. Sun has
yes,
strength. You cannot
yes,
see
yes,
sun directly. Okay?
exactly.
उसके अंदर ताकत है, वो आंखों को तकलीफ देगा. ठीक, रिजिड है,
हाँ,
रूड है. सनलाइट, ये भी रिजिड है.
masculine में
हाँ.
rigid.
मून, मून फेमिनिन है. मूनलाइट फेमिनिन. स्टॉर्म,
Yes,
आंधी, मैस्कुलिन है. ब्रिज
masculine.
फेमिनिन है. समर मैस्कुलिन. विंटर मैस्कुलिन. स्प्रिंग फेमिनिन. रिवर फेमिनिन. माउंटेन मैस्कुलिन.
Masculine.
अब आपने आप लोगों ने हैव यू हार्ड अ कोट ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल, आई डोंट नो द नेम, द कोट इज एनोनिमस. बी लाइक अ माउंटेन, फ्लो लाइक अ रिवर. हैव यू एवर हार्ड दिस कोट? बी लाइक अ माउंटेन, फ्लो लाइक अ रिवर. So if you not, then this must be your features. Okay, if you are preparing for defense examination, then your features would be like a mountain and flow like a river. Okay, डिटर्मिनेशन बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए. देखिए अभी 11 लोग जुड़े थे, अब 6 लोग रह गए हैं. तो ये
Sir, I know.
हाँ. So
Sir, like mountain is the inner strength, and then secular, and the reverse is like life challenge.
हाँ, let go,
Yes.
let go, whatever comes
Yeah,
your way, let go, let go. But
Letting that thing go and moving forward
हाँ हाँ, very
with the
good.
flow. Yes, yes,
Very
yes.
good, very good. And these type of features you all have to acquire. Okay, this is something which you have to acquire. This is not by birth. Okay, no one get this from by birth, but you have to acquire it by strong determination. Adhishthan, be like a mountain, flow like a river. Always remember that. Now the next topic is noun case. Okay, case means karak. Karak means karad. Okay, how noun works in a sentence. So there are some types of noun case. The first one is subjective case. Subjective case, the another name of subjective case is nominative case. And in subjective case, noun is used as a subject. In any sentence, if we use noun as a subject, then it is called a subjective case or nominative case. Here the example is the Taj Mahal is famous building. So in this particular sentence the subject is Taj Mahal and Taj Mahal is noun. So that is why Taj Mahal is subjective case, because we have used Taj Mahal as a subjective case. Now the another case is objective case, or the another name of objective case is accusative case. In a sentence, if you use noun is used as an object, then it is objective case. Pooja loves Immu. Here Immu is a noun, but we use Immu at a place of object. So that is why this is objective case. And Pooja is a subjective case. The third one is occative case. Occative case, in occative case, noun is used for addressal, and the Hindi meaning would be addressal, संबोधन. ठीक, भाषण देना, स्पीच देना. एड्रेस मीन्स भाषण, स्पीच देना. टॉक टू समवन डायरेक्टली, that is called occative case. Okay, and how we write the technique of write occative case by writing commas. For an example, the sentence number 1 in occative case, Pooja, you can wait here. So after Pooja you can see there is comma, so there would be small pause. Okay, Pooja, और थोड़ा सा ठहराव, there would be some pause. Then the another sentence you have to say you can wait. So here there are addressal to Pooja. Pooja, you can wait here. Lung, you can wait here. So there would be, by this particular sentence you would find out, sir, there would be addressal for the Pooja or for the Lung. Now the second sentence, I cannot hear your voice. puja. It means the sentence I cannot hear your voice together, and after this sentence there would be after a small pause there would be a word puja. It means we have addressed puja in a sentence. Okay, is there any doubt in the occative case? Anyone?
No, sir.
Long, is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the next one is possessive case. Possessive case, the another name of possessive case is genitive case, and it shows ownership or relation. And the ownership or relation can be shown to two things. The first for the living, and the second one is non-living. So we can show possession or ownership or relation to living things and non-living things. So how can we show possession with the living thing? By suffixing or by writing apostrophe s. For an example, Pooja's house. In this particular sentence we have suffixes apostrophe s with Pooja. It means ये घर किसका है? पूजा का. ऑनर, मालिकाना हक घर पे किसका है? पूजा का. तो मालिकाना हक दिखाने के लिए फॉर शोइंग द ऑनरशिप और रिलेशनशिप वी हैव टू सफिक्स एपोस्ट्रॉफ एस. And if we have to show ownership or relationship for the non-living noun, then the technique of writing, the first thing we have to write possession, ठीक, then of, then non-living noun, कि possession फिर of and non-living noun. So here are two example with respect to non-living noun possession. Car's tire or tire of car. So the first sentence, car's tire, you will see that sir apostrophe s is for living, and car, neither car living nor tire living. So that is why the correct answer would be by writing the sentence would tire of car. The first thing possession, then of, then non-living, and car is non-living. Now here why we have discussed personification by understanding the possession of the noun. Personification, the definition of personification is when we use or when we describe something non-human as if it were human. That is personification. So by showing ownership or possession for the non-living thing, so there are four exceptions with respect to apostrophe s, because the here as you can see by writing apostrophe s only is for the living thing, but here there would be some exception. We have to write apostrophe s with respect to the thing which is non-living. So for that thing, the time, place, celestial body, and idioms and phrase, with these four things we have to write apostrophe s. Then there would be living possession. It indicate or it shows or it incorporates living possession. How? For an example, areas of Delhi. Is it right or wrong? The correct way of writing Delhi's area. Okay, Delhi's area or area of Delhi. Which one is right? Hello. Am I
Sir,
not?
if we will, sir, if we will say that Delhi's area, it's not showing possession. सर अगर दिल्लीज एरिया बोलेंगे तो ये पोजीशन नहीं दिखाएगा ना एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया के लिए. हम एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं ना.
The Hindi meaning of apostrophe s would be ka, ke, ki. Delhi.
अच्छा.
Delhi apostrophe s and area. Delhi's area. So the Hindi meaning would be Delhi's area is दिल्ली का
एरिया.
ठीक. give me a minute. Okay. Okay. So area is non-living. Okay, Delhi is also a non-living, and neither area nor Delhi falls under these four rules. Area is not a time, a place, celestial body and idiom. But if you see closely, then you find out, sir, Delhi is a place, okay? But why you have written of, not apostrophe s? Because area is a geographical term, okay? Area is a geographical terminology which used in geography. So that is why there is no living possession with the area, okay? That is why we have written area of Delhi, okay? Not Delhi of area. In second sentence, Delhi's population is for living possession. Population किसकी होती है? इंसानों की होती है ना? So that is why यहाँ पे दिल्ली प्लेस है, नो डाउट, बट दिल्ली के बाद जो पॉपुलेशन है, पॉपुलेशन इज फॉर लिविंग थिंग. पॉपुलेशन इंसानों की होती है, ना कि ज्योग्राफी की. और यहाँ पे इन द वेरी फर्स्ट सेंटेंस एरिया ऑफ दिल्ली, दिल्ली जो है प्लेस है, नो डाउट, लेकिन एरिया ज्योग्राफिकल टर्म है, ओके. नाउ वन ईयर्स वेकेशन, वेकेशन इज फॉर लिविंग पोजीशन. वेकेशन, छुट्टियां किसकी होती हैं? वेकेशन किसके लिए होता है? इंसानों के लिए लिविंग पोजीशन होता है. सो दैट इज वाई 1 ईयर्स वेकेशन, है ना, एपोस्ट्रोफ एस लगा है. नाउ अर्थ आर, आर जो है किसके लिए है? अर्थ आर किसके लिए? घंटा किसके लिए? मिनट किसके लिए? इंसानों के लिए है, ठीक है. मुझे पढ़ाते हुए 1 घंटा हो गया, तो हम और आप, वी ऑल कैन रिलेट टू आवर्स, है ना. वी आर ऑल बाउंड बाई मिनट, आर एंड सेकेंड, ओके. तो घंटा जो है, मिनट जो है, इंसानों के लिए है, लिविंग पोजीशन के लिए है. अब अगला सेंटेंस आप जब देखेंगे, अर्थ रेवोल्यूशन, अर्थ का घूमना, इसके सामने आई हैव रिटन दैट इज रॉन्ग. अब ये गलत क्यों है सर? अर्थ तो सेलेस्टियल बॉडी है, रेवोल्यूशन घूम रहा है, ये आपने इसको काट क्यों दिया है? बिकॉज रेवोल्यूशन इज फॉर ज्योग्राफी, ये ज्योग्राफी से रिलेट करता है ना. ये इंसानों से इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं. अब आप कहोगे नहीं सर घूम रहा है तो हम भी लोग तो हैं उस पर, ठीक है, हम उस पर हैं, नो डाउट, लेकिन ये ज्योग्राफिकल टर्मिनोलॉजी है, ये डायरेक्ट हम पे इम्पैक्ट नहीं डालता. सो दैट इज वाई अर्थ रेवोल्यूशन नहीं होगा, रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ अर्थ होगा. नाउ यहाँ रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ अर्थ. नाउ इंडियाज लिटरेसी, ठीक, लिटरेसी जो है किसके लिए है? इंसानों के लिए. लिटरेसी का डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है इंसानों पे. द लिटरेसी हैज़ डायरेक्टली इम्पैक्टेड एन इंडिविजुअल और सोसाइटी और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और कम्युनिटी, ठीक. सो दैट इज वाई ये लिविंग पोजीशन है और डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट करता है. दैट इज वाई वी हैव रिटन इंडियाज लिटरेसी, न कि लिटरेसी ऑफ इंडियाज. नाउ जयपुर हिल, जयपुर की हिल्स, अब इसको काटा गया है, क्यों? क्योंकि हिल्स जो है ज्योग्राफिकल टर्मिनोलॉजी है, ज्योग्राफी से रिलेट करती है, इंसानों का सीधा सीधा उससे लेन देन नहीं है, ठीक. अब कई लोगों के मन में ये खुराफात आ रही होगी, नहीं सर ज्योग्राफी तो होता है ना, तो ज्योग्राफी तो इंसानों के लिए है, आपका डायरेक्ट उससे लेना देना नहीं है, ठीक. तो भावनाओं में बह के जवाब नहीं देना है. द करेक्ट आंसर वुड बी हिल्स ऑफ जयपुर, ओके. नाउ हियर and from tomorrow I'll start from the topic of avoid the sequential position. So till now, is there any question, any one of you? I'm going to
बोला ना, वो फिर से रिपीट करिए, जयपुर हिल्स वाला. वो फिर से रिपीट करिए.
give me a minute बेटा. ये स्क्रीन दिख रही है?
यस सर.
ओके. जयपुर हिल्स, जयपुर हिल्स, और दूसरा सेंटेंस है हिल्स ऑफ जयपुर. इसमें जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा लिखने का, वो होगा हिल्स ऑफ जयपुर. इसलिए क्योंकि हिल्स जो है, हिल्स ये ज्योग्राफिकल टर्मिनोलॉजी है, ज्योग्राफी से रिलेट करती है। हिल्स हो गया, माउंटेन हो गया, ये इंसानों से डायरेक्ट इसका लेन देन नहीं है, ठीक, ज्योग्राफी से लेन देन है, ठीक है। सो दैट इज़ वाई जो सबसे ज़्यादा करीब होगा इंसानों के वो इम्पैक्टफुल होगा। तो दैट इज़ वाई हिल्स ऑफ जयपुर करेक्ट फॉर्म होगा लिखने का, ना कि जयपुर्स हिल, है ना।
हाँ सर ठीक है।
Okay, now I am going to ask some questions with respect to the topic which I have taught you. Now I am going to start asking question to uh, Long. Long, kindly switch on your mic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is the importance of noun in a grammar?
Uh,
You don't know? Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
build the foundational building, like
Very good.
of
Very good. Very good. You have used most appropriate word with respect to noun. It gives foundation.
yes.
It gives foundation. आपने गागर में सागर भर दिया. It means you have summarized all the knowledge in single word. It build foundation. Very good, Long.
Thank you,
Dipanshu.
sir.
Dipanshu,
Yes, sir.
how are you? How are you?
Sir, I am fine.
In invisible noun,
Yes, sir.
how many terminologies comes under invisible noun?
Sir, 4.
Could you please name them?
The love, sleep, honesty, action.
Na. Feeling, action, quality, and state.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Beta Kassis, switch on the mic. Kavita, switch on the mic. Kavita. Okay, not a problem. So, is there any doubt from your side, students?
No sir.
So, thank you very much. That's it for today. We'll start from our avoid the sequential position in noun tomorrow. Okay. So that is for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a nice night. Good night.